In a press report in May 1997, NASA announced that they observed for the first time microscopic ice particles flying towards the stratosphere of Earth from space. A few thousand approach daily, but as they come near the Earth's surface, they disperse and are absorbed by clouds.
We live on a water planet, unique and unlike any other in our solar system. Water can be called the blood of Earth. Almost all of the surface of this planet is water, which counts about 330 trillion gallons altogether. 97% of that vast amount is salt water. Only 3% is fresh water, and nearly 80% of what is fresh is frozen in the polar ice caps and glaciers around the globe. What is left is less than 1% of all of the available water in rivers and lakes, which sustains the lives of people, animals and plants who all come from water. About 75% of the human body and about 90% of animals and plants is made up of water. As we all live together on this water planet, in our water bodies, we are inherently and naturally attracted to healthy water. We also know that what were once abundant sources of healthy and living water are becoming increasingly scarce and in several scenarios severely compromised. It has been proven that water, in its natural and healthy state of purity and integrity, is intelligent and highly responsive to all other forms of life. Water is called H2O, 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen, but astonishingly up to now, it was never possible to observe or see the water molecules in liquid form. It only will be visible when it becomes ice or snowflakes below a temperature of 0 degrees centigrade or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It is said that each snowflake forms a unique crystalline structure that is unlike that of any other snowflake.
Scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto from Japan, whose name coincidentally means something like big flow of water, recognized water not only as a sincere and perfect mirror, but as a subtle, sensitive being which can vitalize and reflect its environment. The message from water is telling us to take a look at ourselves. From his research, we can now see that water is a universal solvent, visually absorbing energy from outside sources, both far and near, and translating this energy into the shape of the crystalline structure as it is photographed during the freezing process. Dr. Emoto is a naturopathic doctor, as well as founder and chairman of the International Hado membership. The Japanese word Hado is a synonym for the Chinese expression Qi, or the Indian word prana.
Experientially, since ancient times, it is well known as the all-embracing subtle life energy related to the vital and physical consciousness which keeps the world turning round. Now, recent acknowledged scientific research reveals Hado, Qi or prana as unique faint radiation in the forms of vibrating waves of electrons orbiting the atomic nucleus. About his own research career, Dr. Emoto tells us,
My encounters with the study of water started when I became acquainted with Dr. Lee H. Lorenzen. He studied biochemistry in California and later became a water researcher, developing microclustered water. I wondered if there were any machines that could measure and see differences in water quality. It was at this time through Dr. Lorenzen that I came to know a machine that could measure HADO, called a magnetic resonance analyzer. It was after this discovery that my research started to advance with increasing speed.
A human being appears on this earth physically for the first time when an ovum of the mother and a sperm of the father meet each other and become a fertilized egg, and 95% of this egg is water. In other words, almost all of it. The amount of water in an adult human body is about 70%. No wonder it is said that the human body is made of water, always carrying within it the primal ocean, consisting merely of water and salts. Dr. Emoto states,
I had always wondered if there were methods to determine differences in water quality. At that time I was struck by that famous Eureka, that's it, which was what led me to make these pictures of frozen crystals of water. Since then I started to get requests for copies of them due to their beauty and mysteriousness, revealing an invisible world and helping us to understand our environmental and our social problems.
a crystal is a solid substance with an orderly configuration of atoms and molecules. As well as being seen in snow and crystallized quartz, crystals are also seen in natural minerals such as diamonds and table salt. The first successful crystal picture that was taken was of microclustered water, having a solid hexagonal shape when intact, and which will be mentioned in detail later in the presentation.
Water changes rapidly and is somewhat unstable. So, the same sample of water to be tested was dropped on 100 different Petri dishes and placed in a freezer for 2 hours in order to get a stable form of water, ice. Then, inside a refrigeration room set at 5 degrees centigrade, the crystals have been taken out and put under the microscope to be photographed at magnifications of 200 to 500 times. Many things are still being learned from the 10,000 photographs of crystals which were taken over a period of 4.5 years. In the following slides, you will see pictures of various tap water crystals.
Sapporo is a large city, but when comparing its suburban environment with the suburbs of Tokyo, the nature is more intact. This crystal is quite poorly formed, but complete and uncracked.
In comparison, this picture of Tokyo's tap water shows no sign of crystallization at all.
Hiroshima is a city of rivers and bridges and was baptized by the atomic bomb in 1945. The crystals that are trying hard to develop into a hexagonal form today seemed to be expressing the graceful kindness and solidarity of its people.